to go on a podcast this morning, but it got rescheduled. And the podcast topic was email marketing. So I decided since I'm made up, my hair is done, I'm going to hop on this live and share a few thoughts on email marketing in general and newsletters specifically. So, as you may know, or might maybe not know, I have been writing my newsletter for a couple of years now. It's called Therapy Business Brief. And it's a newsletter that is coming out mostly weekly. Sometimes I skip a week, but I've been pretty consistent in sending it out. And it's more than 140 issues at this point. And every week it's a labor of love. So a lot of people, especially therapists, are not quite sure why they need a newsletter. So if that's you, I want to talk to you a little bit about that. The thing about newsletters is not really about us, right? The newsletters that are successful is about our audience, is about the readers. And if you decide to start a newsletter, which I recommend, um, and I'll give you a few reasons why. But if you decide to start a newsletter, you really need to understand your audience first, right? So you really need to understand what kind of value you can bring to your readers. So, for example, in my case, I started the newsletter with an idea of highlighting. Business of private practice, trends, news in the industry of mental health. So I kind of started with this idea, and slowly it evolved into a little bit more. Into it evolved into offering my perspective on marketing first and foremost, plus adding some news and trends in the industry, and making it relatable to the business of private practice. So I learned through sending this newsletter for a couple of years what resonates with my readers. So that has been incredibly gratifying, but I'm not only doing it for gratification, it also has been a source of revenue for me because every week I come into people's inboxes and I'm reminding them of me and of my services, and I'm also um, sharing my expertise and sharing my opinion and my point of view. Now, for a therapist, um, it might look like becoming an expert on a topic, and it might look like talking about a specific issue in mental health. It might look like highlighting some new developments, some research, maybe talking to a very particular segment of your clientele. But the reasons to write a newsletter is because it allows you to continue a conversation with people that at some point landed on your website. At some point, they were interested enough to click on the link to your website in their Google search or maybe on social media and check you out. And if they subscribe to your email list, it gives you an opportunity to continue a conversation with them. And whenever they're ready, gives them a chance to book an appointment with you instead of going and searching for a provider again. So I heard some critique about newsletters recently. I heard from a client that I'm working with that nobody reads them and everybody and they're just annoying and people unsubscribe from them. Yes, and not always. When the newsletter is written for the audience, bringing value to your audience, catering to their interests, catering to their needs. It becomes valuable, and people do read it. My newsletter is read by every time by almost 50% of my subscribers. Varies on the topic, varies on an issue. However, that's a lot of people that keep hearing from me. So if you are on a fence about creating a newsletter for your private practice and you don't know what to talk about, think about the immediate needs of your clientele. What are the topics that are interesting to them? And if you have a question, feel free to reach out to me. Have a great rest of the week. It's Tuesday. It's technically not the beginning of the week, but still the beginning. And I hope it's a productive one for you.